Yo, what's up, guys? Naichi here, and we're back with the final installment of the Week O video challenge. I had a blast doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed. It gave me a little bit of, motivation to get some of these projects that I've been working on and wanting to get out, but haven't for a while. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. There's plenty more to come, and I hope some of the people that I forward this challenge to will complete it as well. So I just finished Haikyu. I just got current on the anime, and I decided it's about time I make a video on it. So what I'm going to do today is make a tier list and create who I think I would choose for the All Japan team out of all the characters we've seen in the anime. This is going to be anime specific because I haven't read the manga yet. So let's get into it. I'll also share this tier list with you guys in case you want to do it. If I missed any of your favorite characters, please roast me in the comments. I just did this based off who I think was, some of the stronger players and who deserved to be in the All Japan team. Let's do it. Let me pull up my cheat sheet of all the players' names because there's so many goddamn players in this show. So basically, this is how I did it. I created a injury reserve, which is going to be just, I'm going to initially put all the players that I think might be on the final starters and subs into the reserves. And then ultimately, I'll whittle down the reserves to 2 players or 3 players just in case, like anybody gets hurt, kind of like an honorable mention. And then as far as the structure of the team goes, I'm going to do it based off Karasuna, what we've seen in the anime. So all the 6 starters, and then we've seen roughly 4 subs. So 6 starters and 4 subs for the All Japan team. I also will choose a coach as well because I think you need a coach for a team. So first, let's start off. We'll do it kind of by team. We'll start off with Karasuna, who I think I'll pick from there. Who do we got? So yes, obviously Tobio Kageyama, you're 100% coming in. Noya, I think Nishinoya is probably the best libero we've seen in the series so far. Maybe Yaku a close second, but I think based off what I've seen so far, Nishinoya is definitely the best one. Now, Hinata is kind of a controversial topic for me because his physicality is leaps and bounds, literally leaps and bounds above others, but his technical skills kind of leave something to be desired for. So I think I'm going to put him in for now. I'm going to go, once I add through all the teams, I'm going to kind of adjust this, and some players might come out. Suki, I think you're kind of on the same boat as Hinata here, but you are kind of a force to reckon with on the defense anyway, in the middle blocks. And I think that's it for Karasuna for me. I don't think Tanaka's there yet. I don't think Asahai is All Japan level. I mean, he's good, but he's not there. Let's go next. Who we got next? Nekoma. Okay. Kenma, I love you, bud. I love you, man, but you're not there. I'm sorry. Kuru, Tetsuru, you're not quite there. I mean, I think you're phenomenal and you're really cool. One of my favorite characters as far as Nekoma goes, but I don't think you're All Japan either. Yaku, though, I'm going to put him in. I think he's a phenomenal libero, almost on par with Nishinoya. And I think that's it for Nekoma for me. Let's go down next. Aobo Jose. Toru Oikawa, where are you? Get in there, bud. My second favorite character in this series so far, and I'll drink to that. I think that's it for Jose. Yeah, I think that's it for me for them. Let's go. Who do we got next? Date Tech. Okay. Now, Date Tech they were pretty formidable, but I think that Karasuna kind of drastically grew past them and surpassed them. I mean, One Takanobu, One, I don't really know how to say his name. He's a force to reckon with in the defense, but I think he's kind of one-dimensional, where he doesn't really offer that much in, offensive abilities. So with that being said, I don't think I would put him in all Japan level. He's really good, but I don't think he's there. The Iron Wall. Fukurodani, yes. Where are you, Bokuto? Get in there. He's one of my favorites. Number 3 in the series for me. Where's the Keiji Akashi? He, I think, is really good as well, but as far as setters go, there's a lot of setters that are better than him. I mean, he's really smart, and I love how he can kind of like read his players, his teammates, like mentality, I guess, with Bokoto, who kind of gets down on himself. He's really good at cheering them up and kind of filling in the void when their ace is out of commission. But I don't think he's all Japan level. Shira Torizawa. Okay, here we go. This, my friends, Satoru Tendo, my favorite character. I really like him. I think he adds such a cool dynamic with his analyzing and kind of picking and getting in people's heads. Obviously, we also have to ask Wakatoshi Ushijima. He's a man amongst children. He is a man amongst children, a one-man wrecking machine. And I think that's it for Shira Torizawa. I mean, Goshiki is good, but I don't think he's on the same level as Hinata and Tsukishima as far as first years go. He's more on like Lev's level, where I think they still have some stuff to develop. He's good though. Don't get me wrong. He's good. With that training camp, we got to see just how good. Joe Zenji, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't think Yuji, I think he's the best player on the team in my opinion, but I don't think that he's on all Japan level. Rintaro Numajiri is pretty good too. I didn't even think I added him to this list, but I don't think this team has anybody that's going all Japan. Tokonami, nope, nobody. Wakatani South, nope, nobody. Oh, Giminami, I don't even really remember them, so nobody. Kakugawa, nobody. Ubugawa, nobody. Shinzen, nobody. Nohebe, Koji Hiru, I remember him. I think he was pretty good. Kazuma Numai, I think he was like one of the best. These are the best 2 on the team, I believe, in my opinion, but I don't think either of them are all Japan level. Itachiyama. So Sakusa, I think, is going to be in the injury reserve. I haven't seen anything from him so far, so it's hard for me to really get a read on him, but he was invited to the All Japan practice team, so the camp, so he's got to at least be in there for consideration. Suki Bakihara, nobody. Inurazaki. So the brothers, I struggled with this because I almost thought that both of them need to be in the team, but they're both kind of like the same exact player, and I think Atsumu is the better brother, so I'm going to add him and leave the other brother out. Rintaro Suna, I'm going to add him because his style of like offensive blocking is pretty unique and pretty impeccable. He might come back out later just because there's so many middle blockers already. So Shinsuke Kita, I don't think you're all Japan level. Sorry, bud. We got next Sarukawa Tech, nobody. I haven't seen Muji Nazaka yet. I think they must be manga. Kamomde. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Korai Hoshi Ayumi. Yes, you're like a better Hinata, so you're on the team. Yes. Oh, I skipped this guy. I don't think he makes it either. I think Wakatashi is our ace. All right, let's look at this numbers-wise. So we need 6 for the All Japan starters and 4 subs is what I was going for. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have enough to do our starters and our subs and then leave the rest in reserves, which I think all of these people at least deserve to be on reserves. You know, if Hinata pulls as something, his groin maybe, who knows, and he needs to call a sub, these guys will fill the void. So How I want to do this now is I think this will be fun. We'll go by position, and let's start with the Librio, because I think Nishinoya is going to start. I think he's the best Librio on the team. Yaku is a close second, a very close second. I just don't know if you need two Librios on the team. I don't know if you want a sub spot to be a Librio, because they're kind of strictly defensive, whereas all these other people, for the most part, are kind of all around weapons. I think that Yaku would stay in the injury reserve for this point. So that's how we're going to leave them for now. Let's go to aces next. The Wing Spica ace. I think this is kind of a tough decision for me, because Bokoto is my second favorite character in the show. No, third favorite character in the show. He is, I think, overall, all-around player better than Wakatashi, because Wakatashi kind of, to me, had the vibe of like a one-man show. I feel like he didn't really rely on his team for much. But I guess the same could be said for Bokoto. I think I'm going to put Bokoto as the starter, but I think Wakatoshi is going to be a sub, because could you imagine him coming off the bench? You know, he would be a amazing substitute to have. Now we get to the controversial piece, the setter. And in my opinion, I think Oikawa, overall is at this point better than Kageyama as a starter. I mean, his serve alone, Oikawa's serve, is, I think, one of the best we've seen. I mean, Wakatashi's serve is pretty phenomenal as well. Same with Miya down here. But Oikawa, with his setting, his serving, his digging, his spikes, he has everything. I think he's an all-around weapon that's a little stronger than Kageyama. That being said, Kageyama is going to come in as a sub as well, so he still is there. And to have him come up and change things up with his analytical skills, which I think are a little bit better than Oikawa, is something that would be very beneficial to the team. Next we come up with our middle blocker. And I may be playing favorites a little bit, but my starting middle blocker is going to be Tendo. Actually, no. I take that back. My starting middle blocker is going to be Tsukishima, because I think that his coolness and level-headedness allows him to analyze the situation, and it's not necessarily that he's just going to go beat everybody and just block everything, but he's going to analyze the situation and learn how the offense of the other team works, and he will be able to adjust and then block from then on. I don't think he's an overpowering blocker like One from Date Tech is, but I think his analytical skills allow a lot more. And next we're going to go with Wing Spiker, or kind of just like the side spikers, kind of like what Tanaka is. And that's where I think Tendo is going to come in, because he has amazing blocking, obviously, and his analytical skills are impeccable compared to, even more so than Tsukishima, the way he can. Well, I guess not more so than Tsukishima, just a little different. Like Tsukishima analyzes playstyle, whereas Tendo analyzes characters and their mind space and kind of learns how to get in their head and kind of take them down from within. So I think he adds a lot. He also has more offensive capabilities than Tsuki does, and he's quick with his read blocks. He kind of is, he can guess, but his analytical skills allow him to guess with such precision that he's generally right. What do we got next? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need one more. And I think this is going to be kind of like a Daishi, like the captain role. Not so much captain, because I think captain is going to go to you. His morale is never ending. His morale never ceases to amaze. And I think he's the type of person that will bring, the morale up of the entirety of the team as the going gets tough, when they play other teams like who knows? I don't really know what other Italy is pretty good. I've seen some videos of them. So for the final role, I'm going to add Hoshiyumi because his offensive capabilities and his physicality, much like Hinata, are a class above everyone else besides maybe Wakatoshi. But he's even more so than Hinata, a well-versed player overall, because he adds, you know, the technicality of it where he can play defense. And I think that's where he's going to be, is kind of that back role with where like Daishi plays, kind of like that rotating role. I think that he would be a good starter, whereas Hinata, who's the same type of player, I think is going to be no, I think honestly, I hate to say it, but I think Hinata is going to be a reserve, because I don't think we need on the active roster two people that are the same style. If he gets hurt, Hinata's a good replacement, so I think that's a good place for Hinata to stay. For my sub, I'm going to add the Miya brother, the better Miya brother. I think his setting is phenomenal. We've seen in the final season that his like timing, his precision is perfect, almost on par with Kageyama. But what he adds is a serving capability that is much like Yamaguchi. Him being able to do a jump serve, and he's like a spike serve, and also a jump floater, means that he can come in the pinch as like a, you know, a pinch server, a substitute server, and add tremendous value to the team. So I think he is honestly probably the best substitute. And what we get up to next is kind of tough. I think for the next one, I'm going to add Rentaro, because his offensive style of middle blocker, I think, is crazy. I mean, his way that he like bends so weird around the blocks, I think really adds an element that we haven't seen with any other characters. I mean, a lot of other players can spike hard. A lot of other players can serve hard. A lot of other players can dig or jump super hard. But what we've seen with Rentaro is something that's completely unique as far as what I've seen so far. I mean, other things can come up. I mean, like Hinata and Hashimu, their physicality is kind of unique and impeccable. So I think that this is going to be my all Japan starters, my all Japan subs, and my injury reserves for if anything happens. You know, maybe they get COVID and they need to get out for one match. These guys can be called up with enough notice. I think this is a solid team. I mean, the only reason I leave Sakusa down here is simply because I haven't seen him play yet. I know he's the ace of Itachiyama, so he's probably freaking amazing, but we have 1, 2, 3 aces. So when you have more than one ace, I mean, it kind of egos start butting. You know, who do you pass to? Obviously, at that point, you can pass to whoever you want, but I think I need to see more of him before I put him in the starters or even the subs, because I've seen what Bokuto and Wakatashi can do, and it's a lot. Next and final, we're going to choose our coach. And I think I'm choosing Coach Ukai, because let me tell you why. He may not be as seasoned, he may not have as much experience as these other coaches, but what he did with Karasuna in the first season was take a team with all these missing links and all these weapons that are kind of in their own head, and he found a way to blend them together and make them work perfectly. And to see it evolve from being just a Hinata and Kageyama show to what Karasuna is nowadays, I think is no easy feat itself. I mean, what he did was crazy. He took a team with 2 players that scored every point and made it into the best 6 possible. And I think that with that kind of analyzing and the critical thinking that he applied to Karasuna, once given a team where everybody can do almost everything, who knows what he could do at that point? I mean, let me know what you think. All right, guys, that is what I chose for my All Japan team. I know that some of you probably have some differing opinions. Maybe I didn't put your favorite character in. Maybe I put your favorite character in the wrong spot. Let me know what you think Let me know what coach you would choose, who'd be your captain, who'd be your ace. I definitely want to know that. And if you agree with me and my logic. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. For now, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned. I love you.